Hey guys, welcome to my section of Crafting Together with All Brands Video Hop. This time the theme is Feels Like Spring, so I've done a card with some additional grunginess. You can find the details for other hops from Crafting Peeps, whose details are below. Please hop on over there and see what they've got. Whilst you're down there, like and subscribe and you will see some new videos coming up soon. To start us off, I've got a 300 GSM watercolour card and I'm using the Pretty Gets Gritty Amazing Spray Ice Sunshine. Just spritz that over as dark or as light as you like, and I'm going to dry that all off with my supersonic dryer, who is my new best friend. So as you can see there, I am going over the back just to make sure that the page is flat. And I'm going to use the Visible Image Multiverse stencil. I'm using the orange VersaFine Clair with that one, Orange Summertime. It's a really nice shade of orange because you can make it as dark as you like by just adding on layers. I'm not sticking this down because I'm not worried about it being perfect. I'm not worried about it being uniform. I want it to be that little bit more grungy than just a straightforward image. So I'm going to take it on to the bottom half as well and do that as well using the same stencil. Just kind of work it around a little bit where it looks like it's going to be connecting to the one above. Don't worry if it doesn't perfectly connect because a lot of that is going to be covered with the main element. So again, with the same colour, I'm going around the edges. I just kind of want to make it a little bit darker just to give it a bit of a definition, if you like. Dark around the corners. Again, it makes me think of adding a book corner rather than just on the colour. Now when I did that, I realised that it wasn't quite dark enough right on the edges, so I went around it a little bit more. Didn't quite go as dark as I wanted to, and I come in with the Crackling Campfire, which is one of the Distress Oxides. Now obviously the Distress Oxides are water based, so you can use them for paints, you can use them for edging, you can use them for any sort of substrate that you've got. And as you can see there, it is taking it a little bit darker just around the edges and the corner. And I just want the dark colour on the tips. Don't want to take over what I've already done with the orange. The good thing about the Distress Oxides is you can build them up. So if there is a part of it where you think to yourself, not quite dark enough, just add more. Just add more. More is more, less is less. Using the Create Happiness stamp, I'm going to use the grungy section. That's going to be used on the sides in the Distress ink, and I'm using the Festive Berries in the red colour. And that's going to hopefully stand out without being too in your face. So as you can see there, it is quite nice on the edge, and I'm going to take it in different ways so that it's not completely uniform, just right down the edge. I really like the way that that stamp there will kind of connect with each other on something like this, because some stamps you get is quite a straight cut, but that one isn't. I really like the way that looks now. It's starting to look really good. And I'm going to use the main element of the stamp. It's the absolute beautiful image to stamp and emboss. So I'm going to go over it with, always forget the name of that one, Morning Mist, that's it. I didn't want it to be black because I think that would have been too heavy. So I'm going to use the Wow Clear embossing powder over the top of the Morning Mist. And I think that it really makes it pop. I'm going to use my supersonic heat tool, which I'm terrified of this sometimes because if I put it on too hot a heat, I'm sure I'm going to burn the house down. But as you can see, it starts there, taking on literally seconds, and it's done. Really good. So we're going to colour that in, and I'm going to use the I'm using the Ecoline pen actually in chartreuse because I didn't want to have it in a wishy-washy yellow because then it wouldn't stand out against the background. So I'm just going to go in with the Ecoline chartreuse and I am going to colour it all in, just to kind of give it a bit more of a yummy yellow, shall we say. I know chartreuse is normally a green colour, but for some reason Ecolines have got it as a yellow, and I think it's not quite dark to be a autumn colour, and it's not quite light enough to be a summer colour, so it's absolutely perfect for spring. And as you can see, when you're colouring those in once it's been embossed, you don't need to worry about going over any lines, you don't need to worry about anything that's already there. You just colour it all in. Oh yeah, sorry, I did use the gold in the Ecolines just to dot around the middle. So I'm bringing in the botanical set of Castle Arts pencils. Now these are the ones that I would use normally for shading. So I've just gone with a slightly yellow ochre sort of colour, and I'm just going in to give it a little bit of detail, give it a little bit of shading, a little bit of darkness in the corners. And as you can see, it does make a difference, just that little tiny bit of additional colour. So I'll do 3 of those, and I use the die set. Now I have fun doing this bit because I can never work out which way the die set works. I just really don't know how to do it, and it just kind of clicks in place at one point, and you're like, oh yeah, that's where it goes. So I'm going to die cut that, and I'm going to do 2 more, and then I will bring 3 more back in. On the card that I've started there, I mat it onto a black piece of card, and I do that to kind of make the yellow really stand out. I think that the yellow and black is absolutely ideal. I did think about trying it on an orange background, but I don't think it would have worked very well because of the red, the orange and the yellow all at once. So I just stick that down with some of my wet glue, and I do that so you can move it around. Just hold it down a little bit, try and keep that as flat as possible. And as you can see, there's just a little bit of glue seeped out there, so I just wipe that up with a tissue. I would normally use a wipe for that, but obviously don't forget we've used Distress Oxide, so you'd end up wiping the Distress Oxide off. So I'm just going to give these a little bit of shape. And I like the way that it hangs over the edge because it gives it a little bit more substance. So if you want to have it perfectly on the card, then do that, that's fine. But I just kind of like to have it a little bit different. And I am coming in here with the Create Happiness stamp set, and this is the sentiment here, and I'm using the VersaFine Black Onyx, and this is Create Your Own Happiness. A lovely sentiment, isn't it? Because it's one that we could all do with listening to sometimes. And again, I'm just embossing that with the Wow Clear embossing powder. You know, I always think to myself, that tub's going to last me forever. But it's surprising how much you use, and then you decide, oh, I'm going to emboss everything that I'm going to be doing really, and then you've got a tub like that, and it just goes on and on and on. It's perfect. So anyway, there I am using the heat tool on there. It takes seconds to do, and then I'm going to come in with my little mini guillotine and just chop that up. I don't measure that often, to be honest. I would literally go by eye more than anything else. And I'm going to glue this on here, and it's just going to be on with some of the Pinflair glue gel. Now I have mine put into a little syringe, and that's just for me to use it a lot better than trying to get it out of the tube, because if you use it out of the tube, so much gets used and it just kind of goes everywhere. So I just add that on, overlapping all of them, and add the last one at the bottom, and then I'm going to turn the sentiment on its side, and I'm going to add that with the Pinflair glue gel as well. And there we have our card. So thank you very much for joining me on this hop. Please go to the links below and see who else has got their spring fling going on. See what they're doing, how they're doing it. Like and subscribe for some more videos, and I will see you soon.